Hello, Sandra Embleton. This morning, while I was in meditation, I received information and was given a number of topics that I was to speak on today. And the first one that was jumping out at me was transparency. When you become transparent. When you become transparent is when you begin to see the truth about yourself and you're willing to admit it. The problem is, what if you can't see the truth about yourself? What if you're looking and looking and you can't see the truth of yourself? Well, actually, I think if you are looking, it will reveal itself. It's when you're not wanting to look at your truth and how you're acting, how you're treating others. You want to run away from that because you don't want to see the truth of who you are. Because you know in your heart you're not being your holy self, your God self. You know you're in your heart, you've probably on some level made a judgment about yourself. And I think that's one of the problems we all face and why we're told by God not to judge, because when we judge ourselves first. And then once we've judged ourselves and issued ourselves a sentence, now we judge other people with the same ruler, with the same measuring stick. So if you have done something shameful, you've stolen, you've committed adultery, you've whether it's murdered, molested, cheated, used people, degraded yourself, debased yourself, and you are not seeing the God in yourself, and then you're disgusted because you've done something that you're ashamed of, and right away, once you've made that judgment that you've done something that you're ashamed of, your mind quickly goes, well, then I need to be punished. You might not have the conscious awareness of it, but because it happens so fast. And so I've done something so shameful. I've acted out sexually. I've taken things that weren't mine. I've caused other people pain. And then you say, I got to make up for that. I'm going to have to be nice to everybody. I'm going to have to help everybody. I'm going to have to give my life to God. I'm going to go work at a homeless shelter. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go, go down to Haiti or wherever, and I'm going to work and I'm going to help others. But I'm doing it because inside I really am ashamed of myself, and I'm hoping to erase when I fell short of the mark, when I did things, when I made choices that hurt me and others. So I want to make up for that. And because I hurt so many people, I know I'm a really bad person. You make that judgment, you're a bad person, and you got to make it up. So now you're running around doing so much for everybody else, trying to get them to see, but I'm really a good person. I'm really a good person. Can't you see how much I'm helping you? Can't you see how much I'm doing? Look what a good person I am. Only the truth is, what if they can't see what a good person you are? Or what if they do see what a really good person you are and they want to take advantage of it? And they know that you're feeling really bad about yourself. So they kind of go, oh, here's somebody I can take advantage of. I'm going to get you to work for next to nothing. And I'm going to keep you in your place by reminding you that, you're not that good, or, you could do better, or whatever. And they keep you down. So now you're exhausted running around in circles trying to be loved and liked and approved of by everyone else outside of you. That's exhausting. It's the same thing I'm hearing now. Um, when you finally find out your truth and who you are, and then you try and get other people to believe it and understand it. Let's say you go into past life work. Let's say you go into, I'm going to learn who I was in a past life, and then you start hearing things, or you get messages, or you say, I have a feeling, I have a feeling that I was important at this part in history, or I feel I was a Roman soldier. I feel I was a soldier, a knight. I feel I fought in a war. I feel I was a queen. I feel I was this. You want to explore those avenues, because those are all clues as to you finding out who you are. But you want to find out who you are in God's kingdom, because that's the truth of who you are. So the truth of who you are in God's kingdom is your perfection. You're the expression of God. You're the consciousness of God when you're in heaven. When you are in the physical, you're still the consciousness of God, but we forget that, and we think we become who we are, what we do, what we say. I'm sorry, what we do, what we say. But the truth of who we are is we're conscious awareness, and that consciousness in each individual is the consciousness of God. And sometimes God works through people that are negative to get you back on track. And that, in truth, too, is God moving in your life. I'll give you an example. So if I'm here to record a certain story, my purpose here is to be reporting and writing about a truth that happened to me, and I allow the physical world to lead me off. I take on a project, another project, or I start doing this, and I start going away and meandering away from what it is that I'm really here to do. And when it's like a lost sheep, the sheep get off on the sidetrack, and then God, Jesus have to go back and find them and bring them back to the flock. Well, that's really what it is. It's like you get lost because you get lost in the physical. I'm guilty. I do it all the time. I'm on this spiritual path. I'm this, going to do this and that. And then something happens, and I kind of, I'm going to go over and do this. And then I'm really not here to do this. I'm here to learn about this now that I know about it. But really, you're really here to do this. So why don't the time is now for you to do this. So he'll kind of bring you back. And how he does that is he works through people that he brings into your life that wake you up. And sometimes a negative thing can happen to you, but instead of making that other person wrong, or that person bad, or that event or the thing that happens bad, if you see it as God, then it's really God very gently saying, I'm going to shut this door. I'm going to shut this door. Oh, but I really want to be behind this door. I really want to be studying this, or I really want to be learning this, or I really want to be working here, or I really want to have a relationship with this person. And it's like, not good for you. I'm going to shut that door. I'm going to shut that door. And then you look at it and go, well, that person caused this, and this person's their fault, and it's their fault that this is happening. And in truth, that's God working through them to get you back on track. And that's how you see God in all things. I find I get off track when I go into wanting. I want something. If I want something that I don't have, and it's not present in my life, and I really, really want it, then what I'll do is I'll make up a list of reasons why I should have it. Even to the point where, I really want this, and then I fix on it and I make it my sole goal to have this thing, whether it's money, whether it's sex, whether it's a high you get from following a guru. If you are in the wanting. Check yourself. I have been in the wanting, really in the wanting. And so yesterday I'm sitting at a restaurant and I walk in, and this restaurant had been changed from the name of Spoon and Fork to Twin Fishes. And I'm going, okay, well, I'm all about the twin flames and Mary and Jesus and twin fishes, which really, to me, is both halves of the Christ. It was beautiful. So I walk in this restaurant, which I knew had been bought, and I wasn't quite sure of the name, but I thought it was Twin Fishes, but I didn't go. I haven't been in a long time, and then I go back, and then the waiters never even recognize me, and they sit me at a table, and I'm directly across from a big picture and a sign that starts with, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." And I'm eating my entire lunch looking at this psalm that's been beautifully written. And I'm going, crap. First line, line out of the box. I'm going, now I'm nervous and I'm on camera and I'm going, oh no, it's Psalm 93. So I'm sitting here going, okay, the first line out of the box is, thou shalt not want. And I'm going, what? What are you wanting, Sandra? Well, I want this and I want that. Well, how are you justifying? Well, I should have this and this, and I'm this, I'm lonely and I'm unhappy and this isn't happening for me and I want this. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, reminding myself as the Jesus music's playing in the restaurant, because the owners are Christian and obviously have this music, this beautiful, inspiring, uplifting music that's raising my frequency with every bite. And I'm going, crap, now I have to look at myself. So I pull out a picture of Jesus and I'm sitting there looking at it and I'm going, I'm wanting. I'm in want. I am in want. And then it's like, what's God saying to you about wanting? Well, I shouldn't want, but I'm justified in what I want. And here's the list of things I've made up of why I'm justified in wanting this. I can laugh at myself today, but yesterday it was like, oh, it's just hitting me, right? And I'm going, okay, what is God saying about when you want? Why doesn't he want you to go into the want? Because he gives you everything. When you walk with him in the kingdom, you have everything you needed at any given moment. And if you're not happy with it, you need to look again. Everything you have in your life right now, in this second, the people, the circumstances, where you work, what you do, the relationships you're in, be happy with it because God's given it to you for your growth and your lesson. Now start to see everyone who's in your life as God helping you to get where you need to go. If you're going to work every day and they treat you like crap, why are you doing that? What is it you're not getting? You're not respecting yourself. There's a great light of God in you, and you're refusing to see it because you've made a judgment that you're crap, that God made a mistake and you owe. You'll never erase the sin or the damn. I don't want to use that word. You'll never be able to forgive yourself for the transgressions that you have committed. The mistakes you've made, the choices, they're just choices that were bad. If you're in the kingdom and you're here and alive right now and you're a soul that's one of Christ, then you're already in the kingdom, so you've already been forgiven for sin. So just move forward and understand everything's an experience now and God's in everything. If you have that type of awareness that God's in everything, it will help you immensely to pause and go, okay, why can't I have what I want? Why am I not getting what I want right now? Do you not trust that you'll get what you need? Well, no. Okay, there you go. Do you think God's forgotten you? Yeah. How come I can't have what I want? Well, maybe if you got what you want, it would hurt you. Maybe God's protecting you while you're being wandering, that sheep wandering off over there. Oh, there's so and so wandering off. Bring them back. Back to square one. What is it you're not getting? What is it you're not understanding? You're already one of God. You're already in the kingdom. But you can't forgive yourself enough to even have that thought because you're so busy judging yourself and others. And we're so hard on ourselves. God's not. God's forgiving. We're the ones. We're the ones that are hard on ourselves. We're the ones that find it hard to believe that we could be a light of God, that we could be the Christ consciousness, and that God loves us so much. He's given us everything, so much love. So much love all around us. But how can I see that love, Sandra? I don't feel it. Sometimes you have to step away from people who aren't loving themselves, because those thought forms that they're carrying and the judgment they cast upon themselves, they're doing it to you, and you need to get out of there. Because they can't see you, because they can't see themselves. And then you get angry at them or upset or hurt. Why can't you see me? Why can't you see the light that I am? Why can't you take in the love that I'm bringing you? I have so much love I want to give you. Why can't you let it in? Sometimes it's fear, because the judgment is I don't deserve it, or I don't know it exists. I've never known love, so how can it be real? It's making the move in the mind from self-condemnation to say, you know what, I'm going to forgive all my past transgressions, and I'm just going to believe that God was working through me to show me something about myself. And then you go, this is what I have a habit of doing. I do this and do this and do this and do this, and I'm short with people, I yell at them, and I'm whatever. Why? Why are you doing that? Because I don't see my worth. I don't see what a valuable person and soul I am. I can't see it. Why would God ever love me? Most of us have been there. I don't know, now I'm hearing the most important thing you'll ever do is know who you are. And even if the people around you don't, you do. Now you can stop being you until they catch up and be where you are. Or you can just see that they're not where you are, and that's okay. Because we don't know how many lifetimes they've been here or how many more they've got to go before they receive the awareness from God. They have to ask God for it. They have to ask God's help. God, help me. Bring me into awareness. Bring me into the kingdom. And if you've got the thoughts to ask God to bring you in the kingdom, you're already in the kingdom. Or you wouldn't have the thoughts to say, bring me into the kingdom. You'd avoid this video and you'd avoid any talk of God. Because it's just not where you are right now. It's not your journey to come back into the kingdom this lifetime. And when we see people around us that are in our lives that we love, when we see them hurting themselves and hating on themselves and then hating and hurting others. It's like, stop, stop, stop. You're hurting everybody. Why aren't you loving yourself? We want to love you. Why won't you let us? They could be entrenched in their patterns. They could be drowning in sadness. They could only have thoughts over and over and over again and be unable to change those thoughts or have the awareness that they can. So just pray for them. Just ask God to help them out because they're clearly they're suffering. They're in pain. They're hurting themselves and others and they're in pain. So pray for them and ask God to bring them awareness. Ask God to bring them higher consciousness. And speak to them in their higher conscious. Just, even though if you can't say it out loud when you're with them, just when you're with them, go in your mind and just say, God loves you. God loves you. Even if they're standing there complaining and yelling about this and this and this, just stand there and listen to them and protect yourself and just in your mind go, God loves you. I love you. It's okay. It's okay. Maybe you've been hurt when you were a child. You may be carrying patterns that you can't shake. You may be carrying shame. And you might not be able to, you might be drowning in it. And you might not be able to reach up and help yourself out. So that's why God's there. God's there to help them. And ask him. And he will. He'll help them. And if anything, he'll help you to be able to be compassionate, love yourself, and know that there's only so much you can do and the rest you have to give to God. So stop trying so hard to change somebody or maybe to help somebody who really doesn't want to be helped. That's their prerogative. If they're not asking for help and they don't want to seek change, then they can do that. It's their right to do that. But it's your right to protect yourself and be in the company of those people who reflect back your true self. So, transparency, being real, being honest when you're hurting, speaking the truth, seeing the truth about yourself and not covering it up and hiding and pretending everything's okay when it's not. When we're vulnerable and we say, I messed up, I just wanted to be with people because I'm so lonely and I can't find anyone that can reflect back my good. Maybe you're meant to be alone for a while. Maybe you're meant to spend some time with God and work on that relationship. When we become transparent, we begin to speak the truth. And it can be hard, but boy, does it ever feel good just to let it go. Just to let it go. Thank you.